everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, All Kinds of Advice. Today we're going to talk about the President of the United States, Joe Biden. We're going to talk about the incident that happened this week, which was on Thursday. He actually fell. Yes, he fell. And it was actually at a really, really important event. He was at the graduation ceremony for the U.S. Air Force Academy. And, the White House representatives did come out and mention that, he's not hurt, he's doing fine, his health is amazing. They did come out and issue a statement in regards to that. But I think it's really, really important to talk about this topic because this is not the first time that the president has, it took a slip, like he has fall in the past. So we really think that it's important to talk about it. And before I go into it, I do want to put it out there that I hope he's doing good. We don't want to make fun of this type of situation because it's clear that because of this has happened on numerous occasions. It seems that, he's probably going through some sort of health problems, again, allegedly based on the stories that is coming out in the media when these type of fiascos has happened to him. So he was at the graduation ceremony for the U.S. Force Academy, as I said. And, it seemed like even though he felt like he didn't look at it as like something that, impacted him negatively. He said, you know what, I got sandbag. But he joked about it. He's like, it's okay, I got sandbag, but I'm okay now. And let's dive into some of the reasons why he may have fallen. Of course, it could be due to perhaps health reasons, but they said that there was actually a sandbag on stage. But what I'm thinking for the person that organized this type of event, do you think that they should be fired? Like, what I feel like if the president is there at such an important event, there shouldn't be anything that's in his way where he's going to stumble. You know what I mean? So I feel like, the organizer should be more careful in the future, but who knows if they may even have a job after that. Because I mean, come on, like I feel like this situation could have been avoided, but then again, we don't know if we have to blame the sandbag like per se, or if it's because he has, this sort of health problems that we've been seeing unfold in the media. And we do have to kind of give it to him. Maybe he was tired. The article did mention that he had been standing for about an hour and a half. And what was really remarkable about the situation is he took the time to shake the hands of, I believe the graduates number was 921 individuals that were graduating from the U.S. Air Force Academy. So that's a big deal. And I feel like maybe he could have gotten tired because that's a long time to stand for anyone in that manner, regardless of their age. So that could have attributed to him falling, or maybe it really, really was the sandbag. Who knows, right? Um, but we do have to face the fact that the reality that, with someone of his age, he's 80 years old. Anybody else within that age could have health problems. And I don't think it stems from just your age. It could any age people could have health problems, but when we're reaching like 80s, going up in the 90s, there of course is going to be some health problems. So I do think that's something that the US people, when they are probably voting, this is probably something that they're probably going to take into consideration when they're perhaps voting for him. But then maybe other people might be sympathetic to him and say, you know what, we all have problems. And then maybe they're going to look at what he's done so far during his term as president. And what I found was really interesting is that some of his opponents, which is like Donald Trump, mentioned in the article, acted really, really professional in the sense that he did come out and say in one of his campaigns, he said that, I hope Joe is doing okay and I hope that it wasn't hurt. And we know Donald Trump is one of those type of people where we've seen in the media, like sometimes his mouth has no filter. He'll kind of come out and say like whatever he feels is on his mind. But, the fact that he came out and he acted professionally and he really hoped that, his, Biden is doing good, I do have to commend that level of maturity on his part. So that was good in that sense. And then, just so we're not getting ahead of ourselves, like the doctors at the White House, they don't want to stir in people's mind that, oh my God, this is a serious health problem where, maybe Biden shouldn't, be president, and oh my God, our country is at risk. They did come out and they gave a statement that said that, he's okay. And, he has no limitations. He's standing strong. Like they came out and gave that speech, which I think is important because, the election is coming up soon in 2024, and you don't want to have this picture painted of him in the public that he is, like he has a host of health problems and he's not fit to run the country. So it's good that they came out and, they nip it in the bud and they try to change the narrative. But then again, at the end of the day, people are going to think whatever they want to think. Some people may even think like, I don't know if I'm not sure if I want to vote for him. Like he seems like he is way too old to remain president. And this is just, perspective. Like I am going to remain objective. These are not my opinions, but these are things that, could stare in people's mind, on how they're willing to be swayed when the election actually comes up. And but even though I feel like his opponents are, and there was another Republican candidate that came out and it said that he hopes that Biden is okay as well, which speaks to the level of professionalism again, and empathy as well. But I feel like, yes, they're kind of hoping that he's okay. But I feel like when the actual election campaign comes about, I feel like they're going to poke fun of him, in the sense not to make fun of his health, because we know everyone goes through health problems, but they're going to put that narrative heavily that this man has so many situations where he has stumbled. He is not fit to run this country. And that could paint a perception in people's mind. I think that is going to be the sore point that a lot of like the Republican Party is, and some of the other candidates are going to emphasize in their attempt to get Joe out of office and out of being the president of the United States. So what do you guys think? Do you think that, this stumbling that has happened on many different occasions, do you feel that it's going to impact his candidacy for the 2024 election? Or do you feel like, no, I don't think that will impact, because we know at the end of the day, it's not only, Biden running the country. He has a host of political advisors that are advising him on how to run the country. And then we do know that he has Kamala, who is the vice president. She's also doing her best to advise him as well. So it's not like he's doing this all on his own. And maybe some people might look at the good things that he has done since he has been in office and perhaps make their decision in regards to that. But we don't know how it's gonna go. I mean, I would love to see him win again because I do feel like he is trying his best. But even at this, and he's not the only. What I found was really, really interesting in the article is that, and who knows, I don't know if they swayed the article in a sense, because we know that sometimes people could pay like the media to, paint a certain narrative. But the article was very empathetic in the sense that it mentioned that, he's not the only president that has stumbled. In the past, they even mentioned that President Obama has stumbled on other occasions as well. And just anyone in like any individual can stumble, because sometimes like we're walking and something may be in our way and we're like, oops, I didn't see that, and then we take a tumble. So do you think that emphasis is going to be on, what, this is happening one too many times, we're going to have to deal with the reality and perhaps look into another candidate, which is kind of sad. He only got to be, prime minister for the 4 years. But, I know some people are very passionate when it comes to politics. They want to make sure they have a strong leader. They want to make sure that it's somebody that is physically fit and able, mentally and I guess emotionally to run the country. So do you think that he's going to lose some votes based on, this type of thing, the health problems that keeps happening? But I think when his candidacy, the 2024 campaign rolls around, I think that he should focus on mainly, the good things that he's done for the country. And obviously, maybe some people might not want to vote for certain candidates. So he can focus on, again, what he did really well, what he did for the country, try to secure certain votes. He could do that. Maybe he could even speak to the fact that, everyone goes through health problems, and then speak to the fact that he has, like, this good team of political advisors that are that are assisting and helping him to run the country. And that one thing that I really, really liked about Joe Biden, in the sense that of this whole thing, he hasn't made, some of the fiascos of falling down hinder him to not continue. He goes, like, I've seen him where he's like meeting with other presidents, like he keeps going. We haven't heard like, okay, well, the president is not going to make it to this event today because of his health problems, or he's not able to make it. He's still trying his best to run this country, and it seems as though he's not making health kind of, sort of getting that type of way. But I'm looking forward to how his opponents are going to, try to come against him and use his health as, a tactic, to probably garner more votes in the future. But, we do have to take into consideration that maybe this could be a health thing. Like, we don't want to have to sugarcoat it, where we're not going to be talking about, is the reason that he keeps falling, is this a health issue? Does perhaps maybe Kamala needs to step forward and perhaps take over more than him, and have him take a back seat? But then we've seen when Hillary Clinton was running for, the president of the United States, that she did not get the vote. And then we've seen that Donald Trump had won. So even if Joe Biden takes a back seat, I don't know, is the American people ready for a female president? That, and to make it, to even say even more, are they ready for an African American female president? We don't know, but I hope that, he does win. But let's see what happens. I'm hoping again that he's really able to take care of his health. So that way he can say, you know what, I have this under control. This hasn't happened to me for quite some time. So let's see what happened. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think this is going to impact, him being president, when the new race comes around? Or do you think, like, okay, everyone falls, it's not a big deal? So I wanted to come and give my 2 cents on this topic. I think it's a really good topic, and I did not want to let the story go without giving my 2 cents on it. So until next time, this was All Kinds of Advice podcast. Thank you everyone for having me, and you have a wonderful day. Take care.